This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, October 17. In Squiz Kids Today, water everywhere. Nigeria's Festival of Twins. Kangaroos hop to victory in England and emojis that make you nicer. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
It was Victoria's turn over the weekend to be smashed by flooding as rivers up and down the state broke their banks, forcing thousands to evacuate their homes. The regional cities of Shepparton and Echuca, which sits on the mighty Murray River, were on high alert yesterday, with residents told to evacuate their homes as record rainfall in inland Australia, higher up in Victoria's river catchment, made its way out to sea. When lots of rain falls across a widespread area inland, it fills up smaller rivers and creeks that feed into larger rivers, and these rivers pass through towns on their way to the coast. And as all of this water piles into the bigger rivers, it leads to flooding in those towns and cities that are built alongside them. There were flood warnings over the weekend too in parts of regional New South Wales and Tasmania as rivers there swelled and spilled over their banks. In Victoria, 400 roads were closed due to flooding, while in Maribyrnong in suburban Melbourne, locals continued to clean up after flash flooding of the Maribyrnong River caused widespread damage. One resident of Maribyrnong, Missy the dog, was found safe in her flooded home after spending a night on top of a table in her owner's dining room. What a clever pup.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Nigeria, in Africa, where a festival of twins has just taken place. Twins from all over the world have gathered in the southern Nigerian city of Igbo-Ora to take part in the annual Twins Festival, celebrating how special it is to be a twin. More than 1,000 pairs of twins took part in the festival. And the reason that it takes place in Igbo-Ora every year is because nearly every family in that city has a set of twins. How incredible is that? The city has more than 200,000 people living in it, so that's quite a lot of twins. Now, there's no accepted scientific evidence for why Igbo-Ora has so many sets of twins, but locals reckon it has something to do with diet and a local delicacy they eat there a lot, made from yam flour. A yam is similar to a sweet potato. According to reports, there are just as many identical twins in Igbo-Ora as there are fraternal twins. Identical twins, of course, as their name suggests, are twins that look like one another, while fraternal twins are sets of twins that don't look the same.
Sport time.
And it was a huge weekend for rugby league fans this weekend as the Rugby League World Cup got underway in England. The cup opener took place in the wee small hours of yesterday morning as the widely fancied Samoan team took on the English home team. And despite the Samoan team boasting no fewer than 9 NRL players, including a bunch of top players from the Penrith Panthers, the English side served up a drubbing, which is a sporty term for a thrashing, beating the South Pacific Islanders by 60 points to 6. Ouch! The Aussie team, the Kangaroos, were the next team to play on Sunday morning, taking on Fiji. And despite the Fijians putting in a strong performance, helped out by the presence of a couple of Panthers and Eels star players, the Australian national team proved too strong, winning by 42 points to 8. The Rugby League World Cup brings together rugby league teams from all over the world. Today's games will see Scotland play Italy, Jamaica play Ireland, and Lebanon take on New Zealand. Game on.
Pop Culture Corner.
Emojis. Smiley faces, thumbs up, unicorns, and of course poos. There's an emoji for pretty much every occasion. And now a new study has revealed the 3 emojis that make you more likeable. Unsurprisingly, they're the blowing a heart kiss emoji, the blushing smiley circled by hearts emoji, and the heart-eyed emoji. All pretty straightforward, but just as my teenage children are constantly telling me, the same study in the United States also found that the overuse of some emojis could have the effect of making you seem less nice, depending upon which generation you belong to. The thumbs up emoji, which I confess to using all the time, is apparently considered aggressive by some younger people. Meanwhile, the OK emoji, the grimacing face emoji, the clapping hands emoji, and the monkey covering its eyes emoji are all signs that the user is old and deeply uncool. Again, as my teenage children are constantly reminding me. Cue the man putting his hand up emoji.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. In which country has a festival of twins taken place? Yeah, that's right, it's in Nigeria. Question number 2. The popular African food, the yam, is similar to what root vegetable that we eat a lot here in Australia? Yeah, that's right, it's the sweet potato. Question number 3. What's the name of the Australian men's national rugby league team? Yeah, that's right, it's the Kangaroos.
Shout outs.
It's October 17. The Booker Prize will be announced in London later tonight. The Booker is one of the most prestigious book prizes in the world, and this year the youngest author ever is in the running, 20-year-old Layla Motley. Impressive. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Eloise and Imogen from Craigburn, Tom from Highton, Rosie from Abbotsford, Byron from Mooloolaba, Miles from Northcote, and Hamida from Ashmont. And belated birthday shout-outs go to Isaac from Daybra and Blade from Ashmont. And classroom shout-outs today go to Class 3-4 and Miss Munzberg at McLaren Flat Primary School, Class 4C and Miss Crinion and 4N and Miss Ng at Epping West Public School, Class 2R and Mrs. Ridley at Pacific Lutheran College at Meridian Plains, Class 5B and Mr. Barnett, and 2D and Mrs. Jury, both at St. Columba Anglican School in Port Macquarie. And special shout-outs today go to Ms. Morrison in Grade 3 at Stella Maris Parish School in Adelaide, Ms. Howard in Grade 3 and 4 at Exeter Primary School, and Ms. Ellis in Grade 2 at Ambervale Public School, all of whom became members of our Squiz Kids for Schools program for Term 4. Welcome aboard! Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.